Live, be on stereo. Hey guys, welcome to Sit and Chat with Lani and Belen. Today our guest is Rosillo. She will introduce herself, and this video format is going to be a little different. We're going to be walking around, and while we're doing that, she's going to introduce herself. Lani and I are going to take turns recording, and you're going to see us in camera and off camera. You know, we have the wind, we have the sun here in Tally. Alright, Rosillo, introduce yourself. Let us know what you're all about.
Okay, so my name is Rosillo, and today we will be talking about fear. That's why I'm here on this episode. And a little bit about me is I'm 25, and I work as a legal advocate at a domestic violence shelter, and I'm also enrolled at Valdosta State University, currently working on my master's degree in criminal justice. So yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Awesome. Okay, so Lani, you said you had a question.
Yeah, we can go ahead and walk a little bit.
I'll record for this. I might record a little bit around. Give us a little bit about.
Hi, Rosillo. So what is something that you experienced with fear in your life or anything?
So I think about fear is that, you know, it's a type of emotion, and it can be like as a threat or dangerous, but mine is more of like a change when it comes to fear. So there could be times where I feel like maybe change will not always lead to the right direction, or I feel like I may not be doing enough. And there's other ways that I see fear as, but I don't know if there's...
What's something that you experienced fear that has stopped you from change? Like you said that you mentioned you experienced with change. What is something that you could say a little something about that?
It can probably lead to like failure whenever, let's say for example, when I was just about to graduate from college, I had to worry about trying to find a job, and the thought of just thinking like, if I don't find a job within my career, I feel like I'm gonna be a failure, which it caused me to feel some kind of emotion. As I mentioned, it was fear that I wasn't gonna do enough or be enough for myself or others around me, that they would not be proud.
Okay, so you said you felt fear. So you accomplished something and then you still felt fear. Why was that? Why do you think you felt like that?
I don't know. I guess I think I was just second doubting myself. But you know, there is times that when you feel like you're in fear, you have to kind of like avoid that and try to think positive and put the work in that way you don't think all these things about yourself negatively.
So not to think about it negatively. So how did you conquer that? How do you feel like you dealt with that fear? How did you fight that negative?
I told myself that I could do it. I try to maintain positive. Oh my God, there's a snake.
Wait.
Get it.
That's part of fear right there. I don't like snakes.
You see? It's a beautiful snake though. Alright. We're back.
So yeah, you see that's an example of fear. I literally like stopped because I didn't want to be around that snake.
Good example. You see that? But then again, you know, like that example, you see a snake, you can't panic. You can't panic. You gotta stay calm and collect when you hit fear, and figure out ways to fight this fear. For example, so Rosillo was feeling negative about herself, even though she had just accomplished something, and she went straight to self-doubting herself, which you just have to, you know, be patient and things like that. But thank you for sharing that, Rosillo. Something that I can share about fear that can kind of relate. So like Sia was saying, her self-doubt mostly sounds like she self-doubts herself, and something that I can share with Rosillo to share my experience with fear about self-doubting myself is maybe whenever you go to a new job. I've experienced whenever I would go to trying to find a new job, you self-doubt yourself and you feel that you're not right for that job, or I'm not going to get this job, kind of like you were saying, even though she graduated and all. But that's when you have to own up to what you work for, know that you're going to learn in the process, and it's okay to be a little scared, but don't be too scared that you won't do it. So that's something that I can relate to her, whenever I would look for a job and certain things, because anybody can do anything. You know what I'm saying? You just got to want to do it and go overcome that fear. So that's something that I can share with Rosillo.
All right. Fear. You were saying about self-doubt. Well, everybody has a fear of self-doubt, of course. Yours, your own personal level. Well, I have an experience with fear. Well, I experience fear every day. Fear of making it to my job, fear of coming back home safe. But with this right now, what I can connect with fear is fear of, I would say, failure. Maybe fear of not trying enough. Like I told you guys, it's better to have fear in being in the same place next year than feel fear of failure. And fear goes away, but what's that word? Fear can go away, but regrets stay with you forever. And I understand what you were coming from, but we just gotta get through it. And it's better to do it afraid than to never do it at all. That's what I'm gonna leave you. Yeah, and anything else you want?
And your emotions can change at any time when it comes to fear. Like at first, you may have self-doubt. Then you may have, you may feel worried. You may feel like you're failing. But then you have to think about it and tell yourself that no, you cannot think of those things of you negatively, and try to think positive. Try to have a positive mindset where you're going to tell yourself, no, I'm going to actually accomplish this. Maybe it's just a little small bump, but I have to get up and I have to do something about it, because if I'm going to do something about it, then I will become that failure as I am seeing, or I vision this in my mind. That's what I kind of like try to not fear too much, but of course that's just something that we can't control, because we do have emotions. There's fear, we're happy, we cry, we're angry. It's just a normal thing.
Yeah, because we are humans and fear is embedded in us, whether we like it or not. We just gotta live with it and not let that affect you and your goal, your dreams. If I was a turtle, my fear would go away. The only fear that I would probably feel is fear of dying, or being eaten by a crocodile or gator. I feel like animals don't have fear of anything bigger than just surviving, and that's how humans, are not. Just like those doves over there, or what they call geese, ducks.
Thanks for sharing that.
Okay.
Thank you, Belen, for sharing that. Rosillo, is there something else that you experienced with fear in your life?
I think another way of fear that I feel sometimes is maybe like thinking, or pretty much thinking that I'm not doing enough, or my parents aren't gonna accept the things that I'm doing just because they feel like, you know, parents expect a lot from you. And especially when you come from an immigrant family, you know, they came here with nothing. That's part of fear too, because, you know, they fear that they never knew if they were going to make it, you know, to wherever they were wanting to go or not. So then, you know, when they have their kids, they're like, well, you know, I got to make sure that they're okay. I got to teach them this. I got to let them know, like, go out there, become this person, and conquer this world without fear. But sometimes it's there, and maybe there's times where you feel like you can do something and your parents may not be proud, or like you probably think it's not enough. So that can be some kind of like fear that I maybe experience every now and then, because I never know if I'm doing enough or not. I mean, I don't know if that's something you ever felt.
Yeah, basically, growing up in basically growing up in our culture, you can what can I probably say that can add to my fear from that is feeling lost, because they really don't know what fear is in part in the thing about success. So that's why I feel like maybe Rosillo felt like she wasn't doing enough. Am I doing enough? Because she don't know if her parents know, oh, this is amazing what Rosie did today at school. She read 100 books. Go, Rosie. You know, we probably didn't get that praise.
And see, there's sacrifices with that. I mean, some of our parents didn't, you know, get enough education to know, like, it can, like, mentally and physically drown you at times. So it's just like when your parents is like, well, yeah, you did this, that's good, but you need more. We need you to do more. So it's just like at that moment, you feel like you're maybe not doing enough. So that's just sometimes where like fear comes in.
Yeah. And can you imagine as kids feeling that?
Okay, well, Lonnie, thank you for sharing that. And something that I can relate to you and Rosie's, you know, conversation is that, yeah, there's a fear, of course, you know, growing up in my Hispanic family of, yeah, not doing something they wanted me to do, you know, like not being enough, of course, but not doing or being someone who they wanted me to be. Especially since, you know, they were growing up in, you know, such generation where it wasn't acceptable being who you are, showing what you want to do, you know, being something outside of that little box they wanted us to know. Grow up, you know, get a family, have a good job, have a career, now, you know, going to college, and just keep it inside. And I'm just trying to get out of that box. And now that I talk to my parents about my accomplishments, but it's just like, hey, I did this. It went over their heads. And be like, I don't know if you should be doing that. I'm not sure you're gonna succeed. Those are the words that I don't expect hearing from your parents. So every time I go home, there's a fear of me being judged for what I'm doing right now. That's why I don't talk to them about my accomplishments. And yeah, you know, I relate so much with you guys were talking about. You know, it's a process, it's an emotion that, you know, just makes me feel a lot of sadness, a lot of anger, you know, upsetting, you know, feeling.
And I feel like we have to break the generational curse. We gotta let our parents know that, you know, it's okay to get out of that box. We don't need to stay in that little box and feel like, okay, you go to school, you get married and have children, and you go to work and that's it. No, you can build onto yourself. You can do more stuff that you like to do, you know, like such little hobbies, whatever you like to do that makes you happy. Because I feel like when your parents say, okay, this is what you need to do and that's it, you feel like you're not doing enough for yourself either. And that can probably create some kind of fear as well. Yeah, so I do see where you're coming from.
Yeah. And I hope, you know, everyone who's watching this, you know, connects with it. I know we have some viewers that have gone through this or are going through this, and you know, we're gonna tell you, fear is nothing but an obstacle that everyone is gonna go through it. Whether you're a little kid, your teens, 20s, you're at the age you are, you're gonna go through that. And fear is not gonna stop you. Just don't let fear rule your life.
Don't try to let it run you over.
Run you over.
There you go. And then, it's going to make your life very miserable. You have to, fight through it in order to conquer and succeed in life.
That's awesome. Fear. I didn't think it was going to be such a small word with such big meanings. Right, Lonnie?
Yep.
Okay.
All right, so thank you, Belen, man. That was awesome. Something that I want to talk about fear also, that I want to show personally of what I've done to fight fear myself in all kinds of situations of being who you are, doing whatever you want to do, get the job you want, becoming who you want to become, all kinds of stuff. The most beautiful thing about feeling that emotion, feel it. But don't drown in it. Don't let that take you. Feel it. It's amazing to feel it. You want to feel fear. Because when you go and you jump and you go on the other side of it, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. You feeling that emotion and not letting it take over you. Just like Belen said, it's so beautiful out here. It's a beautiful topic. If we wouldn't made the time and effort to be here because we made all these excuses, we wouldn't have experienced this. So don't let fear stop you from being who you are, because then you'll be unhappy. You can't make everybody happy. It's beautiful if you don't let that emotion take over your life.
And then also to add on to that too, you can experience this one situation more than once. So the first time you've ever experienced it, you feel fear, but you conquered it. So then the second time you go through it, you're not feeling fear. You know how to what is it? How can you say overcome it and know that I've been through this before and I'm not gonna go through it again because I know how it feels, and I'm gonna be strong and overcome this kind of fear, because if I never overcome this situation, I'm never gonna feel like you're not gonna succeed or whatever it could be.
Yeah, and I feel like Rosillo was saying, the first time you're really scared, the second time you'll learn how to overcome it. A big thing right there that people are fear and afraid of is mistakes. They're like, I'm not gonna do it because this is gonna happen. It is gonna happen, but then it's gonna get better and it's gonna get better, and you always gonna do it. But that's what makes you great. That's what great people do.
And practice makes perfect. That's the main thing right there too.
So we advise y'all to feel the emotion, but learn how to get better at making mistakes. Don't let fear stop you from anything, from making your parents happy, from self-doubting yourself, from doing something that you want to do it. If it doesn't work out, try again if you want to keep doing that. If not, do something else that you won't. That fear is a killer in life. It's a killer in life.
That's why I thought it was very important to talk about this topic, because we do need to talk about it, and it's okay to feel fear. Because some people may think that, you shouldn't be fearing because then that just makes you very weak. No, it's okay to be weak. Because when you become weak, when you are weak, you make yourself stronger.
Okay, to close out this amazing episode, we're gonna give thanks to Rosillo for taking time from her busy week to be with us.
Yeah, thank you so much for allowing me to be a guest here.
Okay, and just to close out this little episode, I'm gonna let you guys go with some of that philosophy, moment. And it is, don't let fear of what could happen make nothing happen. Bye, guys. Mira, look at this rock. It has no emotions. I wish I was a rock. But hey, be careful what you wish for. maybe being a rock it's gonna get you nowhere. It's gonna get you nowhere in life. You're gonna look like Petra Stark. You know, I like Tallahassee and all, but it's too fucking hot for me right now. Too damn hot. I wish I was drinking a margarita. Oh my god.
We're gonna go to Tequila's today.
We're gonna celebrate. Alright. Bueno, let me tell you a story about a serial killer.
Well, Halloween ya se acabó.
Creo que tenía una camisa yellow, creo. He had a yellow shirt on.